This is the optimal raise first in range from the Lowjack according to GTO Wizard. If you worship at the altar of poker solvers, you're probably using this preflop range without thinking twice. But what if I told you the strongest regs are actually losing money with 46% of the hands in this range in the real world?
What? What did he say?
Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on some cash game pre-flop poker secrets that almost nobody else on the planet knows. First, I'll walk you through GTO ranges you're supposed to use from the Lowjack through the button. Then I'll show you which hands in those ranges are actually losing money in the long run, how much they're losing, and what strategic adjustments you should make based on millions and millions of hands played in the real world. Hey there, I'm Coach Brad Wilson and welcome to the Chasing Poker Greatness YouTube channel. I've been a professional poker player for over 2 decades, and for the past 8 years, I've had the privilege of coaching some of the game's best online players. I've also had the opportunity to share my knowledge as a featured coach on card runners, run it once, and poker coaching. And here are some words about me from the few of the greatest minds in the game today.
Brad's solid because his method is scientific. I would put him in a small category of industry coaches. Golden Brad considers finding games the most important. More importantly, he also knows how to give you knowledge.
Yeah, I like Brad. He's a good dude.
Since 2021, my entire life has been centered around building and leading my poker stable, the CPG Wolves. One of my favorite parts of running Wolves is diving deep into our massive data sets in order to leak find, track shifting population trends, and create new strategies. That data analysis is how I can tell you that only 54% of hands opened by strong regs from the Lowjack are actually turning a profit. And it's also why I'm one of the few people on the planet who has access to this kind of information. The truth is, this one spot is just the tip of the iceberg. There are hundreds of other spots where well-intentioned regs trying to mimic solver outputs are unknowingly torching win rate. I'll be going into more detail in future videos, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and click the subscribe button, let me know in the comments below, and be on the lookout for new uploads. Or if poker is your passion and you want to work directly with me, you can also apply to join my team, the CPG Wolves, at wolftryouts.com. Yeah, do it. All right. Back to the mission at hand, breaking down which hands are secretly losing from the Lowjack through the button, and then arming you with some simple strategic adjustments you can apply straight away that will instantly boost your win rate. Once again, here's the GTO Wizard Lowjack opening range, and these are the hands that are losing. To simplify the information, I've bucketed similar hands together. That negative number is the average amount of big blinds a hand in that bucket loses every time it's played. For instance, if you're playing 5-10 and you open ace-5 suited from the Lowjack, on average you'll lose $2.60, while suited connectors will cost you $5.70. Even though I can't prove it, I would also theorize these loss rates carry over to live poker as well. Live games do tend to be softer, which would be an argument against that theory, while rig tends to be higher, which would be an argument for. When the rubber meets the road, however, you're just not going to catch me opening ace-5 suited or 7-6 suited from the Lowjack. Now let's look at the Hijack opening range suggested by GTO Wizard, and these are the hands that are losing. Every single hand bucket that loses money in the Lowjack now loses less in the Hijack, except for suited connectors and pocket pairs. And as a longtime connoisseur of suited connectors and pocket pairs, this data makes me realize I have sadly overvalued them for at least 20 years. Thank you very much, Mr. Doyle Brunson and Daniel Negreanu. Next, we're going to move along to the Cutoff, and here's your GTO Wizard opening range, and here are the hands that are losing. Interestingly, in the Cutoff, little suited kings make another appearance after dropping off from the Hijack. I don't exactly know what that's about. It could be that they're calling 3-bets or maybe even 4-betting too light, but pretty much everything else loses less money from opening from the Hijack. And thank goodness, small pocket pairs and suited connectors have somehow went from absolutely torching to turning a profit in the Cutoff. I'd imagine that calling 3-bets both in and out of position, maybe making some light 4-bets, has a lot to do with their giant loss rates from the Lowjack and the Hijack. And finally, here is your GTO Wizard opening range from the button, and I am happy to report that all hands in the GTO Wizard suggested button opening range are turning a profit. As you zoom out, a clear pattern starts to emerge. The closer you get to the button, the more hands from the GTO opening ranges turn a profit, and even the hands that do lose start losing less. There's a lot of truth in the old poker cliche that no matter how important you think position is, it's almost certainly more important than that. So now that you have this information, how should you adjust your preflop strategy? There are 2 things you can do that will instantly boost your win rate. The first would be to just cut out the losing hands from your opening ranges. This would be my exact suggestion to new wolves in the short term, while we teach them how to overcome the most common failure points. I know it's not super sexy telling you to knit it up from the Lowjack through the Cutoff, but there's some good news because the second thing you can do is a little less intuitive and way more fun. Because all the hands in your theoretical opening range are actually winning on the button, I checked into it and I'm here to tell you that you actually get to expand your opening range wider than GTO suggests because a bunch of fringe hands are actually turning a profit. So go right ahead and confidently add all combos of Ace 3 off, King 8 off, Queen 8 off, Jack 8 off, 10 8 off, 9 8 off, Jack 3 suited, 10 5 suited, and 4 3 suited to your button opening range. And there you have it. Cut out the losers from your Lowjack through Cutoff ranges, and then add the winners to your button range. And if you would like a clean, beautifully designed PDF with all the key takeaways from this video, plus a little bonus showing you the losing hands from a spot I didn't cover today, raising first in from the small blind, just click the link above or visit chasingpokergreatness.com/YouTube to join the CPG newsletter and grab your free gift. I'll see you next time.